Okay guys, here we are, we're back again with the Maverick MT. We're going to go over it like I said before, clean it all up, check everything out. Now, just a couple of things that I thought you might be interested in. To remove this tank. Now, I don't know whether any of you have had a lot of dealings with these trucks or not, but they're just a couple little things. With removing this tank, first of all, there's a couple of things you need to take off. Like I've already moved forward and actually taken all the bolts and screws out and sat things here so you can see what I'm talking about. So in the two tank straps, like this one here and this one here, you got two screws there, one there, one there. Then you got two bolts here and here, and then another two on this side. But to remove these brackets, and those bolts go right through to the back. So once you've got them, you can pull those, they come out just like this, right? Now the other thing is there's two screws underneath the chassis to undo for these. You have to get those off to remove the straps. Now I'll just take these off so you can see what I'm talking about. See, look, now underneath there. There we go. Two holes. Get through the chassis and from underneath, so they can come off now. Now see, you still can't get it out because if you can look in there, the drive shaft goes through the tank. So there's a couple of little things just to keep be aware of actually. So these two screws here, they got to come out. And of course your four screws underneath the back of here for your diff. Now to make things easier, it was easier to to remove the rear bumper off. So there's three bolts in there, like you can see on the front here. 1, 2, 3. Same thing on the back. That undo them out, and then once you've got them out, then keeping in mind there's three locators underneath that keep the chassis, keep the diff centralised in the centre of the chassis, so you can't muck it up when you go to put it back in. So once you've got them out, now the other thing is underneath this plate, there's like a little plastic shim that lines up with them two holes. If I can pull them out, I can show you. Just remove this diff. Now see it there on top? Now don't lose that little plastic shim. That's got to go back in. That sits on top of your diff under this rear plate here for them two holes. So keep your eye out for that. Don't lose it, because otherwise you'll have a gap when you go to bolt the diff back up underneath. You'll have a gap between this plate and the diff, and when you're screwing it down, you may bend this rear brace here. So then you can pull this thing over and you pull this diff off. Now if I flip this over, give you guys a look underneath here, you'll be able to see, you can see how filthy this thing is. It hasn't been touched for ages. And see these three here? They're right here. 1, 2, 3. 3 little dowels. Right? Now these 3 dowels help you line it up in the chassis, which is 1, 2, 3 holes there. This back hole's where your rear bumper bolts through, right? But those 3 holes there, that helps you locate the diff in the centre of your chassis. So then once that's off, you can then remove your rear drive shaft, and I'm going to put them on a steel and just make sure they still run true so they're not bent. They look okay. Same with the front one. Same with the front shaft. I'm going to run them both on a steel or something, and they both look okay. Make sure they run true. Another good thing, otherwise if they are bent, you'll get vibrations through your drivetrain, and it's not good. Alright, so then, of course, hang on, the chassis is going to fall over. I only got it sitting on a couple of Baja rims just there then you can move that out. Now underneath the tank, well, that's filthy, isn't it? We'll be cleaning up that. I'm going to replace these old fuel lines too. They're all gone hard, and yeah, I'll put some bigger ones on. I mean, they're not too bad, but because I'm going to be running the 45 in here, I'm going to put some of the yellow fuel line on. It's a bit bigger, and check out the fuel filter on the bottom as well. So underneath your tank, you've got these two little rubber rubber spacers, if you want to call it. They're just a dampener, so the tank doesn't actually rub on the chassis and wear a hole through them. So keep those, put them back in. So then the likes of the other thing too, to be careful when you're pulling out, like when you're removing this steering servo. So like I said, I've gone through it and undone all the bolts. When you're going to pull this out, now see this little spring and washer. When you pull that out of there, don't lose those, because you will need those to go back onto your throttle servo. That's the spring tension for your brakes. So don't lose them either. You'll need to reuse those. So I've undone the servo. Now this is one steering servo and your throttle servo. The other steering servo, as you guys would know, is underneath the radio box. Now these servos, I think I'm going to reuse these servos. They're supposed to be waterproof. I'll reuse those again. They've never given me any dramas before. They've always been good, so I will reuse those. I'll clean them all up. Then over there. Now all we're left with, almost a bare chassis. Now I will remove this. Like I said, I've taken the bolts off that already, but that'll come off, clean it all up. Remove this centre brace off here. The front bar can come off now with them 3 bolts, like I said before. Now the centre diff, I may leave it here, I don't know. But looking at the gears in there, I don't know if the camera's going to focus good enough. They're a bit dirty, a little bit of surface rust on them, but other than that, they look pretty good. If I can rotate them around, yeah, they still run nice and free. They look a bit dirty because I've been, like I said, poor old thing's been sitting for a while. There's a pinion in there. They all look pretty good. There's no chips on them or anything. They're just a bit dirty. So I may use that. The clutch bell on the other hand, I'll see if I can clean that up, get it all nice and clean. Because I'll probably still use this clutch bell. It's a good clutch bell because, as you see, it's got holes all around to help disperse the heat and everything. The other thing is on the other side, which I haven't unbolted yet, is the gear case on the outside here. So in the next video, when I go to clean everything up, I'll take all this sucker off, and we can have a good look at the gears, see how they're traveling. Look, I'm going to say that they're pretty good in there anyway, but we will look at them. But yeah, like, you know, things to look out for, like when you're pulling these sort of things down and everything, you know, take a good look at your outdrives or your cups. Make sure they're not over, like, you know, worn or elongated and stuff like that. You know, they look all right. That looks pretty good still. Yep, even the brake buddy discs in here, they're not steel, but for the most part they are pretty thick. You can see them down in there. They look pretty good. They still look all right. A little bit of shit on them. I might actually give them a bit of a clean up too. But you know, and also check out all your bearings, like in here, things like that, your brake levers and everything. And just a basic good look over your chassis, you know, check it all out. Like this thing's got a few marks on it and everything, but other than that, the chassis itself looks pretty good. You know, considering this is where it took the brunt on the front here. Now, getting them front bumpers off too is another thing. So they got like a screw, where are we? Into here and into this one. This one's just moved around, get undone. They bolt up to the front bulkhead, which goes. If you're looking at the front of the truck, so you can see that one's still in there. So it's that one there and that one there. And that fling and switch that around. See, it's still there. So these ones, the ones for your bumper, right near there. The camera's a bit shoddy there. Anyway, there, and there's one on the other side here which is removed. Now, and like I said before, checking out the drive cups for your front diff, and that looks pretty good. The bearing's a bit dirty. We'll give them a good clean. Same with all of your. Sorry guys, I'm moving the camera around here. Check all your drive cups, your dog bones and everything. Make sure they're okay. I will be going over those. If there's a need, I will pull them out, but they don't look too bad actually. They look pretty damn good in there. And these are all dry too, guys, mind you. There's no grease in these. They don't come greased from brand new. There's no boots on them. They're kept dry, so hence why keep an eye on them, because I've seen other blokes with these trucks that have had those pins. See that little pin? See the pin in there? Those pins have come out. So keep an eye on those too. Make sure they're not working loose or anything. And as you can see in the bottom here now, this is where I may have some issues with this thing when I go to. You can see here. Boom. Just tore that bolt clean out. As you can see, there's a little crack there. I may have to split this open and have a look. Say this one here is torn out of there. I don't know, might see if I can get another, but I will investigate that, because I think that's part and parcel of the actual diff housing. So I will check that out, because it looks like there's a bit of a hole there. But I will investigate that. I'll pull this apart and have a look there, because I think this whole piece here is part of your front diff. So you can see that there. Within the dry shaft's a bit rusty, but I'll clean them up, make them look all pretty again. But yeah, just a couple of things to keep an eye out, guys, when you're doing stuff like this. As you can see on the chassis here, your steering's in these two, and in here, see that one where she snapped the bolt off underneath. You can see the Marcus mode. This one here just came out, and you can see them here. That one there, where is he? This one here, look, he snapped, came out. So that should come out of there. Yeah, that's loose. That'll come out. Okay, that's cool. And the other one, there we go. He's broken off too. So with a bit of luck, I can get that out of there. Put it all back together, because you had well, when you look at it like this. Whoops, put that there. Now this went to there. Sorry. See that arm goes, bolts onto there. Where are we here? And goes across, bolts onto the underneath this one here, which is probably, where are we? Yeah, it's been pulled out. So I'm gonna have to address that as well. That's been pulled out where this arm here sits in behind there, or that. Right, so I'll have to see what I can do with that. Maybe I need to put a bolt right through it or something. But anyway, a bit of info there for you, just in case you start pulling machines like this down. Other than that, everything's looking pretty good so far. But yeah, just a couple of things, a couple of little tips, in case you come across things like that when you're pulling your trucks down and stuff. I mean, look at these. Look how rusty these shafts are. Now they will clean up. I'll clean them up. You can see what I'm saying about dry. Now, that from factory, they do not come with any boots. They are always a dry joint, which I find a bit interesting. But apart from the rusty look, which I'll rip them out and I'll clean them all up, make them look all pretty again. Same with these. I might even replace these. I've got some spares of these ones. These ones here. One of these. I don't know if it's that one or this one. It's pretty flogged inside. It might be this one here. I think it's flogged in there. So I may have to replace this one anyway, maybe. I've got some spares of these ones to put in. I think they're stainless, to be honest. The ones I've got laying around. But anyway, yeah, like I said, some things. That's it, where we're at to on this truck. And just a couple of things like removal of the tank I thought you might be interested in, and this little shim that goes underneath here. So it's not as easy to just pull the tank out. You need to remove the rear drive shaft, the rear diff and the drive shaft, so you can remove the tank, because like I said, drive shaft goes through that hole, through the middle of the tank. Anyway, that's where we're at so far, guys. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope there was a bit of info there for you, and stick around till the next one. We'll catch you then, guys.